It may be difficult for an egg to become a bird. It will be even more difficult for it to learn to fly if it is still an egg. We are eggs today. And you can't just be a mediocre egg, a good egg. We have to hatch or we go bad. C.S. Lewis. You can't go back and change the beginning when you started, but you can start where you are now and change the ending. C.S. Lewis. We all want to move forward, but if you are on the wrong track, to move forward you have to turn and retrace the right path. That way, the person who reverses direction faster will have the fastest progress. C.S. Lewis. If the whole universe is meaningless, we don't have to find out that the universe is meaningless. Only, if there is no light in the world and no beings have eyes, we don't know that it is dark. Dark means meaningless. C.S. Lewis. The real problem is not why some faithful, humble, believing people suffer, but why others do not. C.S. Lewis. Housewife is the highest career. All other careers exist for only one purpose, and that is to support the highest career. C.S. Lewis. It's a good rule after reading a new book, never allow yourself to read a new book again until you've read among other old books. C.S. Lewis. Atheism turned out to be too simple. If the entire universe had no meaning, we should never have discovered that it had no meaning. C.S. Lewis. Those who talk about misery are usually hurt people, those who are silent are much more hurt. C.S. Lewis. It's okay to cry. But sooner or later you have to stop, and decide what to do. C.S. Lewis. Love is not a feeling of affection, but a steady desire for the good of the loved one so far as it can be obtained. C.S. Lewis. A children's story that only children can enjoy is not a good children's story at all. C.S. Lewis. Humility is not thinking about your shortcomings, but thinking less about yourself. C.S. Lewis. Isn't it funny how the day after day hasn't changed at all? But when you look back, everything has been different. C.S. Lewis. No one will be able to remove the power of God by refusing to worship Him, except for a madman who removes the sun by putting together the word, darkness, on the walls of his cell. C.S. Lewis. Hidden or visible, there is a divide between a man and a woman until a marriage unites them. C.S. Lewis.